Graham, and today we're going to be talking about Jodi Picault's books and her writing style. The Jodi Picault Book Talk. Alright, so I have read 3 different books by her, and I'm working on a 4th. And from what I've seen of her, I really like her writing style. It's very similar through each book, though. Every book she has, it just follows the same pattern. There's a problem, and it's a family dysfunctional problem, and somehow it's taken to court, and usually someone dies. So they're very sad and very hard to read. They always take me a really long time because I can't get into them, even though they're pretty easy to read. It's just heavy stuff. Alright, so the first one, which is my favorite one that I've read by her, I think it's because it was the first one I've ever read by her, but it was My Sister's Keeper. This one was made into a movie. It was so good. The ending was so surprising. I never saw it coming. Oh my goodness. Okay, so My Sister's Keeper is about a girl who is diagnosed with cancer. Her mom can't find a donor for her because she needs a blood transplant, but they can't find anyone that matches her blood type. So they decide that they're going to have a genetically identical baby to give the girl with cancer some of her blood. It is a crazy story. This girl that was born to save her sister ends up suing for the right to her own body and the right to stop doing that. She doesn't want to be a donor anymore. She wants to live her own life. It's super interesting and very sad, and it's a crazy book, but I think it's worth the read. It is amazing. I don't even know. Only I thought the movie was stinky. It was bad. Alright, the second book I read by her was called The Pact. This one was also very heavy, but it was good. It was about 2 families that grew up next door to each other. They become very good friends, and the boy and the girl end up dating each other. Eventually, this turns bad and turns south. The girl becomes very stressed and depressed and ends up committing suicide. But the boy that she was in love with was there when she did it, so he ended up being persecuted for murdering her. They go to court. He ends up in jail for a while. It's a crazy book, and the family, it's all about how the family deals with the grief of losing a daughter and dealing with a son in jail, and it's a crazy book. And the third one is called Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf was about a family whose father was a biologist, and he studied wolves. He ended up actually joining a pack in the woods for a while and leaving his family for 2 years. And him and his daughter, after the 2 years in the woods, they get into a car crash, and the dad goes into a coma, and he is brain dead. But they don't want to take him off life support, and it's all about how they have to decide what to do and what he would want and all this other stuff, and it's a good book. It was definitely my least favorite out of the 3, but it was still a nice read. Yeah, those were my descriptions of those 3 books, and she has a lot of other ones that I've heard are fabulous, like Home Rules. I read part of it, but I never was able to finish it, but I hear that one's very good, and the one I'm reading right now is called 19 Minutes. That one is about a school shooting, and it's very sad. Alright, that's what I feel about Jodi Picault. She's a little bit repetitive, but I like her books. Yeah, you should give her a try. Alright, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright, hi, I'm Graham, and today we're going to be doing a Top 5 Wednesday video. So, in today's video, you'll be hearing about some of my top 5 favorite books under 300 pages. So, my first book under 300 pages is The Giver by Lewis Laurie. This book is about a young boy named Jonas who lives in a supposedly utopian world. But in this society, everything is the same. Everyone is assigned a job. They have no choices available to them. And Lewis is chosen to be the receiver. He is the receiver of all of the world's old memories. He receives the history of the world. It is shut off to the rest of the population, and he realizes how destructive and how corrupt his world actually is. It is a fabulous book, and it was just made into a movie. And I think it had Meryl Streep in it, so it's probably very good. Alright. My second book is is The Lover's Dictionary. This book was so cool. It was about two people who fall in love, and their whole story is told in the form of a dictionary. So there'd be a word, and then they'd give a definition, and each definition of a word was give you a little piece or a little inside look on this relationship. And it was by David Levithan. I really recommend it. It was fabulous, and it is quick to read. It's only 211 pages, and the giver was 179. I forgot to say that. All right. My third book is Of Mice and Men. This book I had to read last year over the summer for school. That's why I have all my annotations in there. It is a really good book. It is about two friends, George and Lenny, who have an interesting relationship. They're big dreamers. They dream about the future. And George, he is kind of the stabilizer. He just gives himself up. Oh, no, that's wrong. Alright, so Lenny, he's a little bit mentally delayed, but that's okay because George helps him out throughout the book. And it has such a sad ending. Oh my goodness. But it's fabulous. Yeah, it's by John Steinbeck. It's a classic. Very good. Alright. My next book is If I Say. This one's the longest book out of all of them. And it is, I think, 245 pages? I don't remember. Anyway, it's a very good book. This one was also just made into a movie. This is about a girl that was in a car accident, and her entire family dies almost right away. But she goes into a coma state, and she has this out-of-body experience where she has to decide whether she wants to stay on Earth, where she has her grandparents and the rest of her extended family and friends and a boyfriend, or if she wants to go to heaven. So hence the title, If I Stay. It is amazing and such a good read, really fast. It's just, I love this book. It's really good. Alright, and my final book is another book I had to read for school a couple years ago. I think it was in 7th grade. And it was Freak the Mighty. It was again about two friends that you wouldn't normally expect to become friends, but they do. It's about a boy who has, I think, a growth disorder, so he ends up being very short, like under 3 feet or something. And then it's about this other boy who is super large, and he's the mighty, and Freak is the small one. And it's just about their friendship and how it grows, and how Freak helps Mighty and Mighty helps Freak, and it's a very good story. Alright, and that was my top 5 books that are under 300 pages. Sorry it was so short. It's just a quick video today. Thank you for watching, and just make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Alright.